And it was only $8.44 on sale.
Oh, wow.
For all that meat. I think that's a pretty good deal. So I'll buy a couple of them.
You cut all the excess and fat off.
Oh, it's just protein. Because this isn't the marbled fat. This is the outside, right before you get to the skin and stuff. This is really hard stuff. You wouldn't eat this necessarily. Almost there.
Okay. Show
And
us
then
the magic.
all the leftovers go in a bowl on the grill, so it boils.
So it adds to the
So
juice.
it makes it a wet,
Wet smoke.
Wet smoke. All right, so mainly going to be apple juice. And I never measure out. I just kind of about that much because we'll always have more. And the mango, you can do mango or peach. I like the mango because it's really good and it's got some pulp in it, so it's good. And then I put some apple cider vinegar in there. I'll probably about half as much as this, and then probably the peach and or the mango and the apple cider vinegar probably about the equal parts. So, and again, sorry I don't measure.
Yeah, you don't measure.
All right, so chili powder.
Oh, you don't measure that either?
I'll measure anything. Probably about 2 tablespoons or so. And then paprika. I'll end up putting all this paprika in. That's probably 2 tablespoons. If I was just using paprika, chili powder, and cayenne, I would use about 3 times as much paprika as I would chili powder and maybe 1/4% of.
So with your cayenne and your chili powder, is it pretty spicy?
Not really, believe it or not, because it's got all the juices.
Kind of.
It's cayenne, so it's probably enough cayenne. Probably like a teaspoon or something. We'll see how that turns out. Then I'll put some onion in it. Onion salt or onion powder. Don't want to over salt it. And then put that over there. What is this? Some mustard. Dried mustard. Ground mustard.
Oh, ground.
And I just kind of put that in for some taste too. Let me see. That might give a little bit more earthy flavor as well. Maybe a tablespoon. Garlic powder. You can't have too much garlic, especially with pork. I like the garlic with pork. And then turmeric has real earthy flavor. It's they use a lot in India. It's got a lot of medicinal properties for swelling.
Turmeric? Oh yeah, that's been actually prescribed for people with Crohn's.
Really? And then this is just chicken bouillon flavoring. And this is something new. I just wanted to get some more flavor, some salt before we'll come out of here. Probably the equivalent of about 2 bouillon cubes. And then I'm going to whisk it together. I didn't put brown sugar in it yet.
Or the vinegar?
Yeah, I put the vinegar in.
Okay.
I put the liquids in first.
Okay.
I'll probably put maybe a half a cup of brown sugar in there. Let me see how much I measure. Just don't.
Good thing we're videoing it, because I'm like, how much is that?
Right, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix them all together, then I'm going to taste it, and then after I taste it, then I'll say, oh, I want more cayenne. No, I want either hotter or sweeter or more savory. So it makes a nice little slurry, and that's what we're going to inject it with.
Good.
Yeah.
That smells good.
And you never know what it's going to turn out until you put your finger in it and taste
Especially
it.
since you don't measure.
All right. Again, this is the first time I've done these 2 ingredients with the brown sugar and the chicken bouillon.
You always use brown sugar, but this is the first time you added the...
I've never used brown sugar before.
Oh, okay.
So all of this I've used before, but I've never used these 2. So
And you get your recipes are adapted from...
it's a grilling show online called Grill Masters.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think they make any new ones, but one of the cable channels plays them probably 5 or 6 a week. And so I started looking at what they started doing. And over time, you start to figure out what their secret ingredients are, because they'll say, "Oh, we got this, but I can't tell you that." And then 3 shows later, "I got this," and they won't say the other. So, all right, so let's taste it. Oh, that's pretty good. You taste it.
I got gum in my mouth. It won't taste good to me.
All right, so I'm gonna add a little bit more
You're not
chili
gonna
powder.
tweak it. You like it the way it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably add a little more chili powder. It's kind of sweet because of the mango. But you can see the color. The color's gonna pick up because of the paprika and the chili powder.
That's a lot of chili powder.
Yeah. But it's not gonna be spicy because we're gonna put it all the way through the meat. And then we're gonna start injecting. So I washed the meat before you got here. And then I cut all the fat off. And then we're gonna use a tray.
So you use 2 trays, one for the coals and one for...
I will probably put this right onto the grill, but when I inject it, it's gonna make a mess.
Oh.
So this is my transfer tray, basically.
Oh, transfer tray, okay.
Yeah, so we'll put this in here. And about every inch or so, I like to have one clean hand and one dirty hand. That's about as OCD as I get. So I'm going to pull my ejector so you can see all the stuff that's in there.
Oh yeah, look at all those spices.
Okay, so then I want to put it in, and as I pull it out, I'm going to release the injector, and it will spit it on me here in just a second. So that may have taken about a ½ ounce. But I'll go at different angles.
And where did you get this injector from?
It was $1 at Walmart in the barbecue section.
And it comes with a needle and everything?
The needle and the syringe is all this in one piece. If you can't find them, if it's off barbecue season, and you're in a bind, you can. Typically, anybody that sells turkey fryers will have the injector because they use. You can use melted butter in this as well, or liquid butter. But I chose not to.
And probably by piercing the meat, you're making it more tender.
It is tender. And so what I want to do is, as I go around, I want to make sure that as I go through, you may see that it pops up out of these others.
So it's starting to.
So that way I know it's completely saturated on the inside. And you'll see it'll swell up. You see this is swollen up where this isn't yet.
Oh, I see that. That's cool. You can really tell from this angle, yeah.
Can you? And it's just by trial and error, really.
So you put it in, and then as you're pulling it out, you inject the...
And whatever the void is left, and this has 2, so it has one up here that releases, and it has one here on the bottom that releases.
I bet you could get one of those on Amazon, maybe.
Oh yeah, but they're $1. So I normally keep them for about a year, and then the syringe gets hard and doesn't want to work very well. I've been
doing surgery.
Exactly.
And it is getting poofier on this end.
So what this does is it keeps it from drying out while it's on the grill. And then in a minute, we're going to, in fact, Logan, if you want, you can fill it.
Just get spread.
There's a spray bottle over there. If you'll fill it up about 1/3 of the way with apple juice. It's over here.
The other side's getting all poofy.
Okay. And then fill up about the same amount with the mango juice. So while it's cooking, I'm going to be spraying it down about every 20 to 30 minutes so the outside doesn't get dried out. Woo! So you can leave this overnight if you want to prepare if you don't have a lot of time.
So like as a marinade after it's injected?
Mm-hmm. This is a marinade, yeah. Yeah. Woo. That got me over here. So you can see it is completely saturated. And it didn't take us very long.
Mm-mm.
So you can have it sit there. And I'm going to take the rest of these, the rest of this juice. If you're doing it overnight, I would cover it. You could put this all the way in and put it in the refrigerator. But I want to set this into the bowl on the grill so it'll boil. All right, and then add about this much of the vinegar. All right, so because I'm running out of time and I know I've got to have cook time of about 5 or 6 hours, we're gonna go ahead and rub this now. Okay. So I want to set it back over here, I think. We have extra juice in there, but we're going to be setting it onto the grill anyway. Okay.
So it's a mesquite grill mates.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I like the applewood better, but they didn't have it. I couldn't find it.
So mesquite is what you're using today, but you usually use applewood?
Applewood. I've tried different ones, but my favorite is that. My favorite is the applewood. So you can see, smell that. It smells like a fire. It smells like a barbecue.
It's good.
All right, so when you're doing the rub, you're not really rubbing, you might be patting. So it may be called a rub, but you don't rub it in. So, and you want to go high, so you get equal amounts. You can see where you're doing it, and all the different flavors will get there better.
Getting spread evenly.
Mm-hmm. You know, let me get a cookie sheet out so I can capture some of this. Okay, this is dirty now. And I'm probably use the majority of this bottle on here. So I want to give it a good coat. And once I get enough on there, I'll start patting it. And you want to make sure you get the ends as well when I get around. Most people do wear gloves because some things in here may turn your hands yellow or orange. But this one has brown sugar in it, onion. We just did the bottom, so now we're going to do the top. So this will be the
Oh, that
top
part
side.
was the bottom?
Yeah, you know, I don't know if I should make it the bottom or not. I may have turned it. I don't want all the juices to fall back out.
Because you only injected on one side, right?
Yeah, you're right. Sometimes I go from both sides, but I think it does better. We'll see if this pan starts filling up full of marinade. A lot of it's just trial and error. I gotta make sure I keep enough for the ends. It's enough for the burn ends. Yeah, that way they turn nice and golden.
Barbecuing.
Okay, almost there. I'm almost done with the bottle. I gotta get this other side.
So you're going to use the whole spice.
I'll use it.
pan.
And if I were to do ribs, I may use half of it versus the whole thing. But this is a big slab of meat. For the ribs is mainly meat and bones. And that's it. Typically, I'll marinate a couple of hours before the injection, and then after I take it out of the refrigerator, I'll rub it. When I start doing the rub, I'll start my coals, and I just put it in a pan to have indirect heat. This is a gas grill that I just have transferred into I'll just use it. So I'll take the leftover injection, and I'll pour it into this bowl, and as it cooks, this will start to boil and it'll steam since it's closest over here. And then I'll end up putting the meat right on this side over here. And then I'll have to add coals as the temperature goes down. So my temperature, I try to get the temperature between 250, 280. And so it may take 5 or 6 hours. so that it gets to 160 degree internal temperature. And I have a thermometer that I put in there. So right now, this is kind of cold to the touch. Not cold, but it's not super hot. So I want to, as soon as I put this in here, I want to put, that's hot. I'm going to put some more coals in.
You do not leave it in the tray. You put it right on the grill.
Some people with chicken, they leave it in the tray, but with pork, I'm going to stick it right there. And I'm going to let it ride.
Look at that. That's cool.
And then,
And when before you close it, you're going to add more coals.
Yeah, I'll add more coals. So I'll probably go through a whole bag of this. I like hickory. We got mesquite rub on there. And if I run out of this, I use my oak firewood. I'll just chop it up with a hatchet and lay it on.
So for 5 hours, you cook this and you try to keep your temperature around
280, no more than 300.
No more than 300.
Yeah. If it's a super cold day,
And you've got a temperature gauge.
what I do is I'll actually turn the grill on the right side under the coals to get the temperature up on cold days.
And you just lay those on there and they light from the ones below it?
Yep. It'll start getting real smoky here. See, it's already starting to smoke.
There you go. So you don't have to add any lighter fluid.
Once it's going, it'll be slow and steady. And that's it. So
That's perfect.
we'll check on it in 30 minutes. And we've got the mixture of apple, mango, and apple cider vinegar in here. And we'll open it up and we'll just spray it lightly just to get it wet and to keep the
exterior from drying out?
keep it from drying out. But you don't want to do it so hard where it moves the rub around. You want the rub to penetrate.
To stay where it's put. Okay, and then this will smoke to make it a wet smoke.
Yep.
The rest of
This will start to boil.
And how often are you putting more coals on there to maintain the heat?
Whenever the temperature starts going down, typically I check the temperature and the coals and the moisture with this bottle about every 20 to 30 minutes.
Perfect. And you like it to stay between?
It'll start to go up somewhere between 250 and 300 typically.
Okay, perfect.
So as those coals catch on, we may get up to 350, but I know it'll go back down.
Go back down.
Yeah. Now we're at the 1 hour mark. We're about 350 degrees, and I think that's a little warm, but we're going to go with it because it's only going to go down from here. So let's go ahead and see what's going on. We can see that the meat is starting to cook a little bit, and the coals are still cooking. I'll go ahead and spray since it's been about 30 minutes. We're at the 1 hour mark. We're going to just keep that moist on the ends, on the sides. This is 3 hours after we started. Did put some more coals in. About 2.5 hours at 350. Let's see how it looks. See the meat starting to dry out a little bit, so we're going to put in some more spray. Keep that from burning.